School Reunion was the first episode of New Who to bring back characters from the classic series. And it works really well, showing the impact her travels with the Doctor had on Sarah Jane's life, and Rose getting a harsh reality check on what her future might look like. The CGI aliens are a bit dodgy, but Anthony Head's performance as their leader makes up for it. I'd say it's the best of the season so far. The school setting is reminiscent of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as well as Russell T Davies' earlier show Dark Season, not to mention other classic kids shows such as The Demon Headmaster. It's a timeless theme. Every kid wants to imagine their teachers are evil and they can fight the system, so it's no surprise they keep coming back to it with the Sarah Jane adventures and later Class. Here we get the added fun of the Doctor posing as a supply teacher, which would have been every kid's dream, and Rose working as dinner lady, looking absolutely fed up. If dinner ladies looked like that when I was at school, school dinners would have been something to look forward to. Elisabeth Sladen returns as Sarah Jane Smith for the first time in 30 years, if you don't count her appearances in The Five Doctors, K9 and Company, Dimensions in Time, Downtime, or the Big Finish audios. She is still as determined and curious as before, but now she gets to display a whole range of emotions, from delight to regret to jealousy to anger to a newfound zest for life, and she proves that she's more than capable of leading her own series. It feels like a bit of a retcon that Sarah Jane was in love with the Doctor and put her whole life on hold waiting for him to come back. That's not how she ever played the character before this, but she does make it work in context. This is just the first of Russell T Davies' attempts to explore the effect that travelling with the Doctor has on a companion, which the classic series never really went into. It's a recurring theme in his work on the show, with all of the companions becoming irrevocably changed, leading up to the 4th season finale where they all come back together. And more recently they came back to it with the ex-companion support group in The Power of the Doctor. But this episode definitely paved the way for all those later developments. Sarah Jane's presence shows the first cracks in Rose's relationship with the Doctor. She's clearly jealous to death at the realisation that she's not the Doctor's first companion and probably won't be his last. The scene to where she confronts the Doctor about it are really the first step on the road that leads towards their parting at the end of the season. And the scene where Rose has a verbal battle with Sarah Jane Smith is a definite highlight, full of references to episodes from both Classic and New Who, and their bonding afterwards is delightful. K9 also returns, voiced by John Leeson as always. He is used sparingly but effectively, and his sacrifice at the end does feel emotional, although he does get another body right afterwards. Mickey has perhaps his strongest episode yet, loving the predicament that the Doctor is in and enjoying Rose getting a reality check about her future with the Doctor. His bond with K9 is also a lot of fun. Really, the Doctor's got a whole 5-person team in this episode and they're very effective. They're a much better group than the 13th Doctor's fam. As to their opposition, Anthony Head is memorably sinister, playing it quiet and soft-spoken with smooth and sleek body movements. His confrontation with the Doctor around the swimming pool feels like a meeting of equals, with the Doctor trying to intimidate, but Finch acting utterly nonplussed, and instead trying to recruit him, like the devil whispering in his ear. And the pool setting makes it look remarkably similar to the confrontation between Sherlock and Moriarty at the end of the first season of Sherlock, which aired a few years later. The Quillites themselves are another CGI creation, like the werewolf from last week, but even more cartoony. They're basically giant hairless bats, and won't really scare anybody but very young children. Thankfully they're mostly in human form, otherwise they would have been one of the weakest aliens of the season. Their plan is to take over the universe by using the kids' brains to solve an equation that will let them control reality. It's a bit silly, but it fits with the setting. If they ever bring the Krillitane back, they could probably just use AI to solve the equation. Although they might want to double check it afterwards, as it'll probably be wrong. At the end, the Doctor invites Sarah Jane to come for another trip. Sadly she refuses, but at least we did get a few series of her spin-off show, and I will eventually be reviewing all of those on this channel. Instead, Mickey joins the TARDIS crew, and Rose looks absolutely horrified at the prospect. He is technically still her boyfriend at this point, so in theory she should be a lot happier, but of course she prefers the Doctor and is not doing a good job of hiding it. So already things are starting to get a lot more interesting. The DVD has the usual short episode of Doctor Who Confidential, so we see them filming the Doctor meeting Sarah Jane, the Doctor and Finch's confrontation by the pool, and the scene at the end where the Krillitane all get covered in goo. Elisabeth Sladen talks about coming back, David Tennant talks about his childhood memories of her. Anthony Head talks about how he tried to give an animal-like performance, and Russell T Davies enthuses about K9. There was also a commentary track where David Tennant says that Billie Piper looks horny in her dinner lady outfit. He's not wrong. Toby Whithouse reveals that the episode was originally set on an army base, and Julie Gardner reveals that she's studying for Phil Collison during the episode, and everybody praises Elisabeth Sladen, as they should. Overall, it continues the upward trend of this series. Sarah Jane's appearance shakes up the usual dynamic, and Anthony Head is a great villain. I'll give it 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my reviews, then you may want to check out my Patreon, where you can read more reviews of 7th Doctor novels and 8th Doctor audios, among other things. Next week on this channel, The Girl in the Fireplace. I remember this being one of the highlights of Season 2. So press subscribe if you want to see what I think of it now, and I'll see you next time.